Hello everybody, it is Michael from Hallowed Thrills back with another video, and today we're going to be covering my 10 must-dos for Halloween Horror Nights 30. These are like my 10 most must-do things for the event, either if you're a new person who's at the event or someone who just enjoys the event and has been going for a really long time and just need some ideas of what to do at the event. These are my 10 things that I personally do every time that I go to the event or throughout the entire event's run. But before we get into all of that, please make sure that you are subscribed. If you are new or have been watching for a while and you haven't been subscribed, please make sure that you do that, because YouTube Analytics says that 71% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you could just go down real quick, hit the subscribe button, and also while you're at it, hit the bell notification icon. That'd be really helpful. And also while you're at it, don't forget to check out my Instagram and my Twitter, as links for both of those are down in the description, as I post a bunch of my news that I find out over there before I post a video over here. But now, without further delay, let's head into my must-dos list. So these are in no particular order whatsoever. So we're gonna just start out with number 10, and probably one of the most obvious things, and why most people go to Halloween Horror Nights and to the event in general, is for the houses. Of course, you got to do all the houses. We have 10 houses this year. Just getting to make sure that you see every single one of the houses is probably one of the more obvious things that you want to do at the event, and is a must do. And the next one, number 9, is the scare zones. The scare zones, other than the houses, is another obvious reason why people go to the event. So you definitely want to spend some time in those scare zones. Those scare zones, they put a lot of detail into them, and also they're in the street, so you won't get yelled at if you take pictures. So these are your opportunity to get those really awesome pictures with either scare actors or of scare actors. Just make sure you don't use the flash. That's a big number one no-no. Do not use flash when taking pictures, because they will get very angry. And then also, yeah, just scare zones in general are just really cool, and just watching other people get scared as you're sitting off to the side enjoying a drink or something like that, or something like to eat. It's just a really fun time just to spend time in the zones and just look at all the little minute details that they added into them. Number 7, and our last obvious thing that you would probably do at the event, and is a must do for the event, is checking out the shows. The shows are there to give you a little bit of a break from being scared. So even if you don't get to both shows, just seeing one of them is a must do for the event. Personally, for me, my must do one to see this year for the shows is Marathon of Mayhem Carnage Factory. Definitely is a must do for me to see that this year, as I didn't get to see the one last year and people told me I definitely missed out. Now we're gonna move on to more of my personal must do's at the event, things that I definitely do that I don't know if a lot of people do it, or if they don't, they do variations of it, but just things that I personally do every time that I go. So first one being at number 6 is check out the tribute store. Check out all the merchandise, and personally for me, buy the merchandise. I buy a ton of the merchandise for the event, specifically the house shirt, or really anything that really catches my eye. I just love to buy all of the merch, because the merch is what is another thing that makes the event. It's like they put all that hard work into the houses and everything, but the merch is really like a memento to hold on to. But if you're really not into buying merch, or don't have the massive budget, and you're on a budget too for the event, but would still like a memento, maybe a pin, or if you're still looking to get a shirt, the house shirt is definitely one that you want to get. Or if you're not really into the house shirt, maybe just one of the IPs that you really enjoyed at the event, like a Beetlejuice shirt or a Hill House shirt, just get one of those, and that will really solidify the event as being a really good one and a really nice memory for you. Number 6, we have getting my favorite food item. My favorite food item at the event, I get literally every single night that I go, specifically because I start over by the parade houses, so it's right next by. As soon as I get done those two, I head straight there to get my dinner / snack, that being pizza fries. Pizza fries, my all-time favorite Halloween Horror Nights snack. Gotta go straight there from those houses and load up to get scared more. Absolutely love pizza fries, but there is another bit of an option this year, and this is going to be number 5. Technically, it's a grow off of number 4, but it's number 5. It looks like we're gonna have a lot more food offerings this year for Halloween Horror Nights. So just checking out all of the food offerings is a must do for this year's event, as We're gonna have a ton of food trucks, a ton of other food options, and areas around the park to try some food. So hopefully we get a lanyard like we did for Mardi Gras, because that would be really awesome and really save you some of that money for the event to spend on other things. But definitely check out the food offerings that are supposed to be at the event this year, because they're looking really good. Number four, once again, a little bit of a play off of the food offerings. This one, I will say, only do if you are of legal age to do so. But since it is going to be my first year at the event where I am going to be of legal drinking age, I am definitely going to get a Blinky Cup. Blinky Cup alcoholic drinks are one of the very high must-dos on my list this year. It is a must-do for any Horror Nights fan that is of age. So definitely get yourself an alcoholic Blinky Cup drink, as they are a really cool memento and souvenir to have at all times. Our next must-do at number 3 is more for those people who only go to Universal for HHN, or don't have an annual pass, or don't go to Universal that often but are going to HHN this year, is to take a night to go on the rides. I know it sounds weird, you're going to a Horror Nights event or a horror event, and you're gonna ride some theme park rides. It seems weird to do that instead of actually going through the haunted houses or the scare zones. But you can enjoy the scare zones and hit some of the rides, because the wait times are going to be extremely low during the event nights. So you can get on the top rides at the park, like Rip Ride Rocket, Men in Black, Fast and Furious, you can get on the Mummy, you can get on all of these really awesome rides at the park with really low to no waits during the event nights. So I personally try to take a day before I got my annual pass. I tried to take a day at every time that I went to the event to try to go on some rides. So one night out of the year, I would just go through the scare zones, not hit maybe 1 or 2 houses that I really liked that year, and then hit all the rides at the park, because I don't really go on those rides that often before I had gotten my annual pass. Number two is more for those people who is a must-do for more of those people who have money to spend for the event, have an excess of money to spend for the event. And this would be to try to get the most out of the event and try to do one of the tours. They have 2 different tours for the event. They have the RIP tour, and they also have the Unmasking the Horror tour. Now the RIP tour, both of these actually are going to give you some details about the house that you may have not gotten off of the website or anything like that. But in particular, the RIP tour does include front of the line passes and a tour guide who will tell you a deeper story about all the houses and give you a little bit of details about all the houses and scare zones before you go in them, just to give you a little background knowledge if you didn't know a lot about them, to really immerse you in the whole thing. But it's a really good tour. Personally, I'm not going to be doing a RIP tour because it's a little bit up there in price, but the other one I will be doing, which is the Unmasking the Horror tour, which is a lights on daytime tour that takes you through the houses with a tour guide who tells you a whole bunch of details about the house, gives you a little tips and stuff about the house, whether it be an Easter egg or pointing out stuff that was put in the house from HHN past, just any cool details like that. And you can take pictures throughout the house in some of the rooms, but not all the rooms, as some of the IPs do have things that you're not allowed to take pictures of. But some of the houses do have these picture spots that you're able to take throughout the tour. But that one in particular I will be going on. And the last and most important must-do for the event is to have fun with your friends. You want to go have fun. I mean, personally, I like to go alone some nights just to get all the stuff done that I want to get done, but in the end, you really want to go and have fun with your friends. Personally, that is definitely going to be a must-do for me, as over the past year and a half since our last Halloween, no, almost 2 years now, since our last Halloween Horror Nights, I have met so many amazing people in the HHN community, and I'm just super excited and I'm gonna have an amazing time just meeting all of these amazing people in person and finally going through a house with all of them, having a drink, having a great old time and a laugh with them. I'm just super excited to just see all of them and just have a great time, because that is what this event is about. It is about coming together with people who share the same passion as you. If you're going by yourself or you're going with friends, just try to meet new people who share that same passion. That is what I want you to take out of this as your number one must-do for the event. But that is all 10 of my must-dos to make this HHN trip as good as it possibly can for you guys. I'm going to personally be doing all, if not most of these things, as, like I said, they're my go-to things to do at the event, and really to make the most out of the event. But if you enjoyed, please make sure that you drop a like, and also comment down below telling any tips or anything that I might have missed that's a must-do for you that I could probably add to my trip itinerary, because I'm always looking for new things to do at Horror Nights. But as always, I'm Michael, this has been Hallowed Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.